The amount of upsets this last week were insane. We saw a crazy good amount of games. And this is already Thanksgiving week. I'm beyond crazy to even think about that we're moving along week by week. These weeks are just going by so fast. And we're already to this point in the season. Crazy. Well, anyways, we got more games to cover, so let's get to the show.
Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, about now, about now, about now.
Happy Thanksgiving. It's your man, Cloudboy Bells, and welcome to another episode of Wisco Sports, where, of course, we go over predictions for Week 12. Last week, we had an unbelievable, crazy week. Lots of upsets. We saw, unfortunately, the Packers getting knocked off by the Vikings. Yeah, that one sucked. We also saw Tennessee lose. We also saw a lot of teams win very ugly, close games. It was just an upset after upset after upset. Crazy games. And, like it or not, I mean, we're in for some wild ride. We're already to Thanksgiving week, which is one of my favorite weeks because I get to sit, watch football. Thanksgiving just is a great time to be thankful for all the things that you got in life, including me making these YouTube videos, which I'm so thankful and blessed that I'm doing another year of this. I obviously started this last year when COVID hit, and I really started enjoying it since. And obviously, I'm blessed that I love to just talk about what I love to you all. So that's something that I'm absolutely blessed about. So anyways, we have some awesome games. Of course, it's a 3-game doubleheader on Thanksgiving, like every year, you know, getting up, watching the parade, watching football, eating dinner, and watching planes, trains, and automobiles with your family like every year is just a pretty much a considerable great Thanksgiving. So anyways, let's get to the matchups for this week. Anyways, the teams on bye this week are the Kansas City Chiefs and the Arizona Cardinals, in case anybody was wondering. So those teams are not playing this week. And here we go on Thursday. Starting things off at 11:30 a.m., the Chicago Bears will play, of course, in the Detroit Lions. That's obviously how it's always worked. Detroit hosts a game, Dallas hosts a game. That's just how everything has been, and, you know, I'm ready for it. But anyways, Detroit gets to host the Chicago Bears, a team that just, I'm my good friend's a Bears fan. I really feel bad for them. Honestly, I just think I honestly at this point, if the Bears lose to Detroit, you know, I was like saying, oh, Nagy's gone at the end of the season for sure. But if the Bears actually lose to Detroit, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's fired after this game. But Detroit, they barely actually beat the Browns with Tim Boyle. Yeah, that's really unlucky, but he probably will start again, or maybe Goff will, I don't know, but Fields is out and Andy Dalton came in. Fields left the game with a rib injury, Andy Dalton had to come in. The Bears almost won. They should have won. They didn't. That's sad. But Chicago, I think, is just desperate at this point. And Detroit, I just feel bad for you. I want you to win a game, but is it going to happen? I don't know. With that being said, I'm going to take Chicago just because they have a better team than Detroit does. I don't even know. I can't even name a single player on Detroit other than Jared Goff and DeAndre Swift. I don't really... I mean, TJ Hawkinson. I don't know anybody. Detroit has, like, no talent whatsoever. Chicago, I think, should with the veteranship of Andy Dalton, I think they should just win this game. It's just... If Chicago loses, you're a joke. I'm just saying. Sorry. Alright, next up, Las Vegas Raiders. I talked a while, I'm sorry. Alright, next game, Las Vegas Raiders, Dallas Cowboys. Vegas is already on their midseason collapse. Dallas, on the other hand, they look great. They're supposed to be a number one great offense. But, there's a couple performances that have looked very questionable. They lost against the Chiefs and they lost against the Broncos. Obviously, at home on Thanksgiving, we've seen the past couple of years, the Cowboys have actually lost the last 3 matchups. They lost to the Chargers, they lost to the Bills, and they lost to Washington Football Team. 3 consecutive years, unfortunately. That has to suck. But you know what? I'm happy about it because look at where we're at. Dallas, this is a good opponent for Dallas because they should win this one. I mean, if they don't win this one, that's embarrassing. With that being said, I'm going to pick Dallas only because being the home team, you should beat the depleted Las Vegas Raiders. If you guys lose to the Raiders, I'll be celebrating with a champagne, but it's whatever. Then on Thursday Night Football, obviously that's a primetime game on NBC. It is the Buffalo Bills versus the New Orleans Saints. Buffalo, they lost again, and they got absolutely demolished by the Indianapolis Colts, especially my man Jonathan Taylor with 5 touchdowns. How about that? New Orleans Saints, on the other hand, I think I've completely given up on them. I really keep saying the Saints are going to win. The Saints are a good defense. The Saints are going to do all this stuff, but without Jameis, they really can't do anything. No offense to Trevor Siemian, but they're going nowhere. So, Buffalo, I think they're desperate for a good performance, and really they just haven't had that as of recently. I really know Buffalo is going to be a lot better. I just have faith in them. I have faith in Josh Allen. He needs to get me some wins in fantasy, so with that being said, I'm taking Buffalo to beat the New Orleans Saints, despite in that loud crowd. Next, alright, so here we are, Sunday matchups. Pittsburgh Steelers, Cincinnati Bengals. Pittsburgh, Ben Roethlisberger. Pittsburgh, I think a lot of people are really wanting Ben to go and retire already because at this point, it's time for Pittsburgh to move on. I feel bad because, this is the end of the line for a lot of things, but for Cincinnati, this is hope. Joe Burrow is actually playing really good, and Cincinnati still has a winning record. So you know what, this could go either way. Cincinnati won the first game. If Pittsburgh looks miserable as they still do, I'm not really going to be so sold on it. Cincinnati, I think, is playing better, and I feel like if they want to win games and get into the playoffs, they need to these important ones. With that being said, Cincinnati is my pick. Next up, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Indianapolis Colts. How about a performance by the Indianapolis Colts for upsetting the Buffalo Bills on their own turf? Tampa Bay, on the other hand, they got a good dominant win. They lost the previous 2, but a good dominant win against the New York Giants. Now, they're playing an Indianapolis team that has really figured out how to beat teams. Jonathan Taylor, he's been excellent. I'm not expecting the greatest performances out of Carson Wentz. However, as long as Jonathan Taylor continues to be Jonathan Taylor, I feel like the Colts are just going to be too dangerous to handle. The Colts are going to, I think, have a very tough schedule coming forward, but I feel like they're going to see a lot more of the Colts really progressing down the line. However, unfortunately, playing Tampa Bay, I feel like Tampa Bay obviously doesn't want to afford another loss, and this one will be a close one, but I'm still going to pick the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady. Next up, Carolina Panthers. The Cam Newton's back, and he's playing the Miami Dolphins. This is one of his teams that he usually likes to beat. Miami, they've been struggling, and they barely beat the Jets. And, I don't know what's going on with Miami, but I really want to see them more. Their defense has gotten a lot better. But Miami, I think, already be having 7 losses. I think their season's pretty much over at this point. Carolina, I feel like, could win some more games. I really want to see them win more games, but it's kind of going to come down to a close. Carolina, I say, gets the win here. Next up, Tennessee, New England. Tennessee. How do you lose to the Texans? You beat the Chiefs. You beat the Bills. You beat the Rams. You even beat the Saints. You beat all these good teams, and then all of a sudden you just can't beat the Jets and the Texans? What is wrong with you? That's just not right. New England, they've won 5 straight. With this game, I say they win 6 straight. New England is getting down to business. This is a team I think is deadly, and I think New England will win the division. I take New England beating Tennessee. Next up, Philadelphia Eagles, New York Giants. Eagles, they are surprising me. You know what? They're not a good team. They really aren't that good of a team, but yet they had some really good dominating performances, and I think that is going to boost Jalen Hurts' confidence. The Giants just suck, and with that being said, I think Philly's going to win another game. Philly's just got to keep going, and I think they're going to get a good dominant win on the road against the Giants. So that's my thought. Next up, Atlanta Falcons, Jacksonville Jaguars. 2 teams that are just beyond awful that I don't know what to say about them. Jacksonville, I want them to win a game, but I feel like Atlanta has more experience of Matt Ryan, and I feel like Atlanta really needs a win to really get themselves going. Atlanta should win this. I'm not really going to talk about this game. Next up, a Tank Bowl. We got the Jets and the Texans. So 2-8 teams, both trying to get a better number 1 pick. I'm pretty sure Detroit's going to have the number 1 overall pick all, but the Jets and the Texans are really trying to battle. If I'm correct, I don't even think Houston has this number 1 pick because I think they traded it away, but it's whatever. With these 2 teams, Flacco, is going to probably be starting. Tyrod Taylor will start for Houston. He had a good performance, He wasn't as great, but Tyrod Taylor, I think, can get it done for Houston, which is why I'll take Houston winning this next game. Next up, Chargers, Denver. Chargers, wow, what a performance by Justin Herbert against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Wow. Denver, on the other hand, y'all just suck. Y'all are just the most miserable team I've ever watched. Y'all can't even do anything. I mean, it just sucks that to be a Denver fan. I mean, y'all are going nowhere with whatever quarterback's on your helm. Chargers, I think, really got it good with Herbert. He's going to win a lot more games. I will take the Chargers. Next up, Los Angeles Rams, Green Bay Packers. This is another great game for the Packers. A good win statement at home for the Packers. Rams, they've been struggling. They think they really could use a statement again on the road against a team. But Matthew Stafford in primetime game moments just still has not done what he's done. He got demolished by the Cardinals. Now, his only good win was against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but that was back at the beginning of the season, and honestly, I don't think it really mattered then. But yeah, we're seeing Matthew Stafford also struggled against the 49ers 2 weeks ago. I don't know what we're going to really see tonight, this time, but Green Bay, after losing a tough game on the road against Minneapolis, I am very much going to be confident that the Packers really step their game up. And even though that Aaron Rodgers is suffering a little toe injury, I don't think it will matter. Aaron Rodgers knows how to get things done. Even though they got a good defense, I'm still taking the Packers. At home, it's just cannot miss on that. Next up, Minnesota and San Francisco. Minnesota, big win against the Packers. San Francisco, dominating win against Jacksonville. I think San Francisco is going to start to win a lot more games. This is if San Francisco starts to really pick up their business where they were 2 years ago, I think they can get this. I mean, if you get this running game back to what it used to be, if you get all your players healthy, San Francisco is a tough team to beat, and it doesn't matter who's at quarterback. I mean, seriously. Minnesota and them, I think, is going to be a very tight game, but being on the road for Minnesota is just not the same as being at home. San Francisco, I feel like, is a good dominant home team. I feel like they will get this win here only because I feel like San Francisco is starting to really get a lot more comfortable with playing. All right, Sunday Night Football, Cleveland, Baltimore. Cleveland almost lost to a team that hasn't even won a game. Baltimore, on the other hand, they beat a team with a backup quarterback. Now, Lamar Jackson should be back. Obviously, on the road with Baltimore, I feel like should be a great game. Cleveland, this is just a terrible season for Cleveland. I really don't see them going anywhere at this point. If they win this game, that'd be great, but I'm still going to pick Baltimore. Cleveland just has not done anything to impress me. No wonder OBJ wanted out of there. I really feel bad. All right, and then Monday Night Football, Seattle Seahawks, Washington Football Team. What a great win by Taylor Heineke against the Panthers. Seattle just It's not Russell Wilson. They're just awful. Their offense can't get anything going. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm picking Washington to beat Seattle. That's how embarrassed I am for Russell Wilson right now. My thoughts. Just saying. So that's that. If you like what you saw, comment below, subscribe, share, do whatever. And as always, have a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy some football. Enjoy some food. You got a lot to be thankful for. And as always, go Pack Go. We will see you